evening, you lovely lot, and how's your Saturday been? I can't believe it's Saturday. I'm getting a bit mixed up with my weekend dates. I thought we were on Sunday, so I'm a day early. So, but don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow, so it's all good. But tonight, we've had a spectacular day. It's been really educational, I think, today. We've had two really amazing shows, and obviously I'm on this side of the counter this time, which is presenting and bringing to you all our crafty goodies. But we have someone very special in the studio today with me, and I've had such a lovely day with her. In fact, we've been putting the worlds to rights and having a good old chin wagon catch up with our Tracy as well. But in the building is our Michelle. Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm really, yeah, it has been a lovely day.
It has,
It really has. We've had fun with you guys. We've had fun, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Always good to have a good crafty catch-up and everything else as well. It's nice at the weekends because we have a bit of a gossip because there's no one else in the building. All the office staff have gone home, so we can just have a good old chat. And that's not to say we don't chat all week long, because we certainly do. Now, tonight's show is all about the craft-along. So we've got a 2-hour craft-along. Now, if you've just joined us or you're new to us at Crafters TV, the craft-along is something that we're very proud of. It's award-winning. We've won 2 years on the trot, which is amazing. And it means that you get to craft along with us at your own pace. And I mean at your own pace, at our pace, but we slow it all down. We take questions. We stop if you need a pause. Michelle will catch up on anything. She will repeat herself anytime you want. And actually, if you don't want to craft along at the time, you can always just save the show and craft along at a later date. Now, the great thing about the craft along is we always try to get someone to craft along with us, and we have the crafty paper queen, paper pad queen herself, not in the studio, but she'll be zooming into the studio. And we're so honoured tonight to be with our lovely Christine Mahoney. Christine, welcome to Crafters TV. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. How are you, lovely?
Hi there. How are you? I'm doing good.
Yeah, we're very well. I have to say, I am loving the crown.
Thank you.
It's very...
I'm requested to wear it every time now.
Of course. You are our queen of paper pads, that's for sure. And it's very becoming. You're looking very fresh and pretty tonight.
Well, thank you. So are you.
Oh, thank you very much. So Christine's going to be joining us along the way. Are you looking forward to it, Christine?
I very much am, yes.
Yes, you've done craft-alongs before, haven't you?
A ton.
One or two.
You've done
one or two.
Just a few. Just
maybe 20.
Two.
I don't know.
Well, you are always welcome in the studio. We love having you here. It's always a joy. So, but just, you know, put your hand up or shout at our George if you need to stop at any time. George is there for you. So we will speak to you a bit later on in the show.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Lovely, always lovely to have Christine. So please give her a warm welcome in the comments. So talking about comments, remember we are completely social, so you can get in touch. But first of all, before we can do anything else, I'm going to let Michelle give you her shopping list of what you need to do this lovely craft along.
Right, so what you are going to need to join me is the Nature's Garden Gnomes. You're going to need the Gnome Caravan Stamp and Die set, the Summer Scene Embossing Folder and Stencils. There's Gnome One Like You stamp set and the 12x12 paper pad. Some tri-blends, some of your opaque pigment ink pads, and I've used Jet Black, Fuchsia, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic and Orange, and then an alcohol-proof ink pad in Rustic Brown, your Watermark ink pad, and you will also need a white gel pen, your clear embossing powder, Centura Pearl Fresh White, multi-purpose card, some Nina card, your 12x12 textured card pad in the Brights, Kalal all-purpose glue, Kalal tacky glue, red liner tape, magnets. I'm using my Gemini MIDI. And then the last few bits you will need is your guillotine, your scissors, rocker blocks, scoreboard, heat tool, some ribbon and gems.
Amazing. So we're going to get you, give you a little bit of time just to collect all those bits together. And please don't be rushed. Like I say, this show will be on our, well, it'll be on Facebook, on YouTube for as many years as you're probably about. So you can always go back and re-watch it. Now, what we've got for you today is the amazing Nature's Garden gnomes that you can see in front of you here. Now, we do have a showstopper here, which has some additional items in with this bundle, and what you can see is our amazing Centura pearl. All these colours are going to complement that pad, complement the dies and stamps you've got in this collection, complement that embossing folder. Oh my goodness, I've just seen the price, $39.50. That is incredible value for everything you've got there. That is bargain basement, I have to tell you. £31.60 if you're a platinum price. Such an amazing deal. So let's have a look and see exactly what you are getting in this bundle. So on top of that Centura pearl, you're getting the amazing gnome boy. What's nice about this, you would have seen maybe this before, but all the little tools and accessories have got the gnome's hands on them, and you can mix and match them between the boy gnome and the girl gnome as well. So lots of little accessories there. I mean, you've got the watering can on there, you've got the nose with the sunglasses. There's some really fun elements about here. What I also love about both the stamps and dies is you can see here, they've actually got stencils in them. The stencils are to be able to stencil the hats and the clothing, which just look really well, and they just elevate it to a whole new level. We've then got our garden gnome accessories, so all those extra pieces, the garden pond, you've got that signpost, your basket, your flowers, everything like that. Then we've got the gorgeous caravan, the gnome caravan, which is so much fun, and you could use that on so many different occasions and cards. Great for a new home, absolutely love that song. Or even someone that loves caravanning would be a great one to send for a birthday card. You've then got your gnome swing, another really good one. You can see it comes with the additional pieces here, so you've got your little feet that come off the bottom of the swing there. Absolutely love that. We've got a stamp set in here as well, so there's a lot still in this collection. Some really good play on words there. There's no place like gnome, home sweet gnome, just really lovely ones, and just like hello summer, wish you were here, lots of good ones. This is the one that Michelle's going to show you the make in a minute. We haven't even shown you it, so let's show you the make in a second of what you're going to be doing. But this is the folder that Michelle's going to be using. So if you haven't gone for this collection before, but you want to follow along with Michelle, go for it today at that price, because that's absolutely amazing, £39.50. And then I have to say, one of a lot of our, everybody here in fact, loves this paper pad. Ben especially absolutely loves this. It screams summer. It is beautiful. Now, these are the toppers that Michelle showed in the earlier show. They're scenery backgrounds that you can cut into using the backs of your cards, all on those different sort of card shapes. They're going to look really well on, especially like a tunnel card, diorama, stepper card, waterfall card, anything like that. They're going to just look amazing with. And then you've got these double-sided, beautiful patterned papers, which are amazing. These are going to last you all year round, but they are happy, they're smiley, they're bright and vibrant. You're going to absolutely love that. Now, you are getting all of this collection with those 4 different colours of Centura pearl, all for the amazing price of $39.50 or $48.50, which is incredible. Now, we're going to show, Michelle's going to show the craft along, and then we're going to get started. I'm just going to check who's in with us tonight. Lots of people in saying hello, so just a quick shout out. We've got Lynn, Fred, Jean, Rhonda, Laura, Christine. Oh, Christine, we know you're in. Mary, Deborah, saying she's jumped on to watch you two make something spectacular. Yes, Christine and our Michelle are going to make something absolutely spectacular. So, Michelle, what are you making?
So we are making this box. So if I just tip that up for you, there you go, look. So there you go. If I just let the light catch it, you can see that that is all heat embossed. So using our beautiful opaque pigment inks. I mean, look how rich that colour is. But then we've got, there's Gnome One Like You, and then we've got just a little flap with some magnets, and we've got a little gift box. Perfect. Again, so you can alter the size of this to fit more cookies, because who wouldn't want more cookies? A chocolate bar, anything like that. It's entirely up to you, but just a nice, lovely little gift box. And I just love making them with the magnet. I just love playing with the clasp. I could do that all day.
I'd be exactly the same.
So that is what we're going to be making in these next 2 hours. So shall we get straight into it?
Absolutely,
So
yes.
Let's start with the stencil first. So the stencil and embossing folder. So you've got the embossing folder and you've got those 2 stencils in there. So first off, we're going to cut a piece of card down. So I'm just going to use our normal multi-purpose card. And this is a 7x5. So we're going to cut a piece of card down to 7x5. So let's just pop that open, move that across to the 5. And then slice that down. So I am going to cut this down to fit on my box a little bit, but I'm going to do that afterwards. We're going to ink that all up first before we go on to cutting it down even further. So let's pop it in here. And then I've got my Gemini midi, so I'm just going to use my purple shim plate. Let me bring that in. Just turn that a little and we'll pop that through. So I just thought my Gemini midi is very much underused. I always forget that it's big enough to fit these folders, so I thought I'll get it out.
It's so simple and quick, isn't it?
So simple, so quick. And there you go, you've got that beautiful, if I turn it over, beautiful image. I mean, you can use either side of this if you want. I mean, it's raised on that side, so it's going to allow you to do definitely different techniques in there with it being raised, but we're going to use this side. So let's pop those to the side there. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I've still got a bit of a border here from where I put it in my embossing folder. So that is the bit that I'm going to use to tape it to my glass mat. Now, you might not do yours this way. You might secure yours down in a totally different way, but this is how I tend to do mine. So that is stuck down for now. So then I'm going to bring in my first stencil, and it's the lovely sun. So again, we're just going to line that up. It's very easy to line it up with that embossing on there. And I'm going to tape it down. So there we go, just making sure it's where I want it. And this side as well. So even though I've taped it down, obviously it's still a little bit loose here, so we're still going to be very careful when we ink it up. Right, so to ink it up, I used my fuchsia pink and I used my lemon tonic. And I love these two because they blend together beautifully to create a lovely in-between colour where they both, I'm going to say melt together. They don't melt together.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, and I agree. I think they are 2 colours that work beautifully together.
So let's start. I think I will start with my fuchsia. So wait a minute, I'm going to get a piece of tissue. Because I'm using my opaques, I get fingerprints absolutely everywhere. So we'll start with that. And I'm going to do more dabbing than circular motions because, again, you've got lots of free area there, so I don't want to go underneath or accidentally lift it up. So I'm just going to more go with the shape rather than do circular motions. So let's pick some of this up.
And I suppose if anyone's just got our normal ink pads, they could just use them, but just not the heat embossing with it.
That's it, yeah. I mean, so I'm going to ink all this sun bit up first, but it's going to stay, the ink's going to stay open long enough for me to blend all this away and still be able to heat emboss when I'm done, which is, again, something else I love about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're great, those pigment ink pads, aren't they?
Definitely. And that's another thing that I definitely don't use as much as I should do. I should
I'm the
definitely move
opposite. I
them.
use them all the time. All the time. They are my favourite. Even if I'm not heat embossing, I use them.
Yes, the colour on them, it's so so rich and sumptuous.
Yes. Oh, lovely word.
It felt right, did that word, sumptuous. So I'm just inking it up. I'm just going with how I feel I want to be popping it down. You might be doing yours in a totally different colour. You might be doing some lovely blues and purples for a different kind of night sky.
Do you have a favourite colour palette or ink pads that you use the most?
My favourite colours it's the fuchsia and it's the lemon tonic, because I love the orange that you create when you blend those together. It's absolutely my most favourite colour.
Yeah, let us know if you have a favourite colour combo that that you do. So that's if you can get yourself away from crafting, of course.
That's it. So just again, bringing that yellow in over the pink to that lovely, this orange. I know we have an orange ink pad, but this orange that you get when you blend these two together is absolutely different and definitely one of my favourites.
I think that's the nicest thing with ink pads, because as much as we cover all those ranges of ink pads, I think you can definitely create different tones and colours mixing them together, can't you? Which you're showing here with that different orange.
Yeah, definitely. So I think I'm nearly happy with that. So let me just make sure I've got lots of ink on there. Just making sure I'm blending out any rough edges and areas. So I think I'm quite happy with that. So let's just move those to the side for now. And then let's peel this up. It's just amazing. Not my work.
Look at that. I was reading comments and I just looked back and thought, wow, that is amazing.
So let's lift this up. And let me just move that bit of tape. We're going to pop it on here, and then we're going to bring in our clear embossing powder. And again, you might want to use a coloured embossing powder if that's what you've got in your stash. It's entirely up to you. Make sure I've got it all covered. So you can see, just by the fact that it's changed colour, it's still wet even after I've been inking it for all that time. It's still open for such a long time, which obviously allows us to be able to do that, which is what I love about these inks.
Yeah, they are just amazing. They are my favourite. I make no hidden secret of that. They are absolutely my favourite ink pads.
That's it. They are. I can see why. I definitely, every time I pick them up, I'm like, why don't I use these more?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to pop this on now, and we're going to set this.
Yeah, it's really good. If you do need a heating tool, we do our own heat gun now, which you will find on the website. Anything that Michelle's using in the show. I've just seen a couple of comments with people saying that they're watching, but they're saving the show to craft along at a later time. If you did want to go for anything, then head across to our website and you'll be able to find everything that Michelle's using on there, including these amazing ink pads and that amazing tool as well. Do you know what I love about our tool, Michelle, is you can talk over it. You can still like hear. It's nice and quiet, and I mean you can still hear it, but you can still talk over it, and it's absolutely fine.
I was thinking that because the other one we had, once we turned it on, we couldn't hear each other,
I wouldn't be able to hear anything if someone was talking to me when it was on, and I used it last week, and Craig was talking to me, and I heard him, and I was like, this is amazing. I can actually hear over the heat tool, which is really good. So not bad for a bit of late night crafting. Like if you're crafting, you could put it on and just pretend it's the wind blowing outside, couldn't you?
You could.
While Michelle, you're doing that, I'm just going to read a few comments out. Karen is saying, oh wow, Michelle, this is such a lovely box, and also that this is a great project that can be made with any collection. How about the vintage butterfly with the giant butterfly on the front instead of the camper, or even the hummingbird and a bridge from the hummingbird collection, Susie's just said, which is amazing. Deborah is saying, beautiful job, Michelle. She loves your colour choices, and I love to watch the embossing powder melt. It never gets old. Isn't that true? Isn't that very true?
It really is. It absolutely doesn't ever get old. I could watch it all day, and I think the amount of craft, or the amount of people that it's turned to crafting just by using or by seeing this is probably 99%
Absolutely. Look at that though, it's beautiful.
Right, so let's tape this back down again. And again, I've got scrap around there and there. So I'm going to use that again to tape my card down. Again, you don't have to, you know, if you've got your own way of doing this, and that works for you, then absolutely.
I think that's a good tip, to make that card that bit bigger so it gives you a little ledge to put your tape on. I think that's a brilliant tip.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so we're done with this one for now. So let me take that tape off, pop that over there, and then we're going to bring this one in. So we're going to do those clouds next. And again, I'm going to tape this down. And again, this is another great thing about your glass mat, being able to tape all these things to it. You can literally do anything and everything with this glass mat, can't you?
It's so good, isn't it?
So again, I'm going to bring in the same colours, that orange and that fuchsia, and we're going to do these clouds. So let me lay my yellow down first. And again, because you've got that thin bit of stencil in the middle, I do sort of little squishy circles rather than big movement circles, if that even makes any sense.
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
It just
dab
stops
and
you.
Twist.
Yes, yeah, dab and twist. That sounds so much better. Squishy circles. So, and then I'm going to come in with this, and we're just going to pop a little bit down wherever you sort of want it. I'm just going to go over the tops there. And then I'm going to bring this one back in and sort of blend that out.
Oh, I love that.
And you can do this, again, you can do this with any colours that you're using that blend together beautifully. So again, pop that to the side and take that off.
Oh, they look amazing.
And then, again, let's pop some embossing powder on. There we go. My desk's quite tidy, so it means that I can't find anything.
I've been impressed today, Michelle. I think your desk has been very tidy all day. You've been very organised.
I have. It's not like me at all.
Your bell ringing like I was the other day. They were saying that when your pads are in front like that, it looks like little bells you should be ringing in front.
Yes, Craig did it with Ben on one day. He was dinging them all, wasn't he? So I don't need to tell you that I'm turning this on and I'm not going to be talking, because you can hear me. I'm loving it.
I think, like most people, heat embossing was definitely the thing that got me into crafting. I remember doing it years ago, and as someone said in the comments, you do never tire of it. It's just one of those techniques that looks so good. I don't think we'll ever stop doing it.
Definitely not. When you can get effects like this, you know, why would you not do it?
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to bring this one in again. Let me tape my piece of card back down. So my card is warping a little bit just with the heat and stuff, but that's absolutely fine, because once it cools down, it will flatten. And also, once I've popped it onto my card and it's glued down, it's not going to be a problem at all. It's here, look. No, it is. It's no good. I'm too tidy. I can't find anything.
What have you lost?
Oh, I found it now. It was right here, right there. And I was looking everywhere else and it was right there.
It's the one thing I lose all the time is the low-tack tape.
Always. Always. Right. There we go. So that's taped down now. So let me just put the lid on my pink and just move that to the side because I'm done with that for now. And then I'm going to bring in my lagoon. So this is what I'm going to use for my grass area at the bottom.
Lovely colour. I love lagoon.
I love the lagoon. It's again another one of my favourite colours. I think out of everything it's sort of fuchsia, lemon tonic and lagoon.
Yeah.
So again, I'm doing those little squishy circles, as you can see. But the brilliant thing about the opaque is that's definitely going to blend out the more that you put on.
Yeah.
And do you know what? If you are making, I mean, these are the hills, so you actually don't have to blend all that out if you don't want to.
Very
you
true.
could absolutely leave it sort of grass looking if you wanted to, you know, with all those texture bits in.
I was just going to say it adds texture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you can see I'm building it up there and it's got rid of all those circle marks. So let's just carry on with the rest. And again, because you've got that bit of stencil just in the middle, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm holding that nice and flat so I don't go under it. But again, if you take this off and heat emboss it and you're not quite happy with it, put your stencil back over and then add a little bit more ink and then heat emboss again.
Oh, good idea.
Because it's an area that you can absolutely do that with. If you were stamping with the opaques, you know, a word or something like that, you probably won't be able to go back over it and get it exactly where it's supposed to be. But when it's a big area like this, especially through a stencil, you can absolutely go back in if you want. So I'm quite happy. No, I'm not. Let me just add a little bit more there. So let me just pop that to the side. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my actual orange. And I'm just going to take a little bit up just on the edge. Because all I want to do is I just want to dab it over the top of that hill. Almost like the sun is shining on the top of them.
Oh, nice. Had a song in my head then. But I can't remember any of the lyrics apart from Sun is Shining.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in a little scrap piece and I'm just going to cover that there because that is the top of that hill. If I don't cover it up, it's going to go onto the bottom of the other one. So there we go. So, and yeah,
that's a good little tip to get some definition in there.
Yeah,
isn't
definitely. Don't worry about that. It's going to come off with either a wet wipe or a bit of tissue, and the same with your dauber. You're just going to dab it away, and it's going to come off. So let's lift that up.
Oh, look at that.
So when I heat emboss this now, that orange that I've popped on there to sort of as if the sun's hitting the hills, it will become a little bit more noticeable and it look lovely. Oh, I've got a little bit of glitter in there.
I mean, it looked beautiful before you heat embossed it, so actually heat embossing it's just going to make it look even more amazing.
It just takes it to that next level, doesn't it? Right. Do you know what? I've had tissue with me and I haven't got no ink on my fingers. If I hadn't have had tissue, there would have been fingerprints everywhere. I'm very much loving this heat tool. Very much.
And it heats straight away, doesn't it? A lot of people sort of waft some heat guns to get them up to sort of the heat, but actually I do find with ours that it's hot straight away.
I love it. See, I'm mesmerised by it and I'm doing it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's amazing. Such a cool technique.
It really is.
I mean, that just looks stunning. Just even if you were just making a simple card, wanted to put a sentiment on there, it looks absolutely amazing.
So you can sort of see where that orange is on the hills. So I've got that stippling, which you get if not necessarily haven't added enough embossing powder or ink. If you wanted it perfectly glossy, you would definitely add more. But I've left it like that because I like that texture. If you don't like that texture in it, can you see it? You can, there you go. If I'd have added lots more ink, that would have definitely gone a lot more fluid.
Yeah, I like that technique. Yeah, you can triple emboss, can't you, if you want
You
to
absolutely
smooth
can.
finish.
But I like that, so I'm going to leave it like that. So on the other stencil, there is room to ink that bottom one up, but because I'm going to cut mine down, there's no point me embossing that bit, so we're not going to go on to that bit yet. But for now, that little bit is done.
Lovely. Right, so shall we have a little pause there, check that everybody is up to date, and then we'll look on socials and see. I've just come on, yes, I'm unplugged, so I'm just going to make sure I'm plugged in. So let's have a look and see who's on socials, just while I plug myself back in. You can tell it's all quiet on the in the studio today. Because I would have been sort of jumped on, but let me go, pop that in there. There we go. Hopefully I can hear. Is our George there now? No? Still nobody's there?
Oh, I can hear him.
Oh, there we go. I can hear him. We're all back.
Oh,
We're
no.
back. He's back.
I was just about to do a dance for you.
I thought, you know what, I was trying to think, I wonder if why is George not telling me to wrap it up or like just have a little break? And then I realised, I don't think my my talkback's working. Right, so we're going to go over and see how our Christine is doing first, I think, because just to check she's all up to date with everything. Christine, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Have you used that folder before, Christine?
I just used it last night.
Oh, so it was the first time. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think it came out really good. And for the green here, I used Frozen Lake.
Oh, love that
And then I put the lemon tonic on top.
Ah,
Perfect,
amazing.
yeah.
And it looks incredible, doesn't it? I love that. Yeah, absolutely love it. Such a nice effect. Do you love heat embossing as well, Christine?
I think it's one of my favorite things. I love it.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely. I know you teach a lot of classes. Do you do a lot of heat embossing in your classes?
I teach oil painting.
Oh,
And
oil painting classes.
I don't think we use heat embossing for
No.
that.
They'd be like, putting that heat embossing on my oil painting.
I'm going to try it next time.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're doing okay and you keep it up, which is amazing. So we'll speak to you a bit later, Christine. Thank you. So I don't think we have any questions. We've got Kathy in saying she's just got back from the grocery store. We'll have to rewatch it later. But she wants to know, she saw a few pop-up cards by a well-known card company. Ours we make are 10 times better. Oh, that's really nice to know. Thank you very much. Carolyn's saying that she noticed there's a rectangular sponge brush. Is there any special reason to use one or the other? Oh, rectangle or round, I think is what she means, yes, in the thing. What's your preference? Do you have a preference or a reason why you use one or the other?
I do. I prefer the circular ones. I feel like I've got a little bit more control because it's a lot smaller. I always feel if I use the square ones, I personally always end up with a line. I think I've just got used to these.
Yeah.
And so I think more than anything, it's a personal preference.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because I know myself, Craig and Leanne, we all like the rectangle ones.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yeah, I think just because you can get more ink on them, I'm a bit greedy, so I like to build it up with a lot of ink. And I think you have to, it is personal preference, because I know someone wrote in last week about having lines with the squarer ones.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a case of blending and building up a bit more colour.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
yeah, so there's actually no rhyme or reason. It's choice, and obviously the rectangle one has a bit more, you can load it up with a lot more ink. Rosalind's saying that I would always have to remember to turn the ceiling fan off when the heat embossing because the powder goes everywhere. I've done that myself on an oscillating fan, and it's come round and literally blown it. Yeah, it's one of those crafty mishaps. And Mary is saying I'll have to give it a go. She loves the way it's all coming together. Yeah, absolutely. Janine's saying it's beautiful. Brenda's saying the gnomes are in her basket.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Now I'm just going to quickly whiz through what we've got in the deal tonight, because it's an amazing deal. You can see it all in its full glory here. What we've got is all this bundle plus those additional Centura pearls. I think there are how many? I think there's 10 in a pack of the Centura pearl. Am I right in that, George? 10 each, so you're getting 40 sheets of Centura pearl in those 4 different colours, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, what you're getting in that bundle alongside those Centura pearl is the garden gnomes. So you're getting the boy one and you're getting the girl. You're also getting additional garden gnome accessories, so I absolutely love that one. Some of the sentiments will go on here as well, which is amazing. You're getting that gorgeous caravan, if I can pick that up, there we go. Absolutely gorgeous gnome caravan. I love the swing. I think this can be used for so many different things. Doesn't even need to be with the little gnome feet and the hands on there. You could use this with anything that you want to put on a swing, maybe a little animal or something. That's going to come in really handy. There's gnome one like you with all the sentiments on there. You're also getting that amazing summer scene that Michelle has been using with those stencils as well as the embossing folder, and you are getting the most amazing, really pretty summer paper pad, which just has beautiful designs in there, pretty papers. It's got that real sorbet of colour going through there that just makes you smile. They're double-sided, 12 by 12. You're getting that all today with those Centura pearl papers, all for $38.80, which is an incredible price for everything that you see here. Now, we've not had any more questions. If you do have any, let us know. I think, someone's asking if you think we can heat emboss onto canvas. I would say give it a try. I don't see any reason why not. And Stephen's saying it would be nice to put all these craft alongs in a book formation, and then it will be on a permanent future. Yeah, we always say, Stephen, that if you like a craft along, bookmark it or save the date in a diary. We know people sometimes put the date of something and the craft along, and then you can go back and you just type in that date or the craft along and it will come up for you on Facebook or YouTube. Right, so I think we're going to go back over to Michelle and get started again on this lovely craft along.
So I thought what we would do, I thought we'd get all the colouring and the fun bits done first. It's all fun, but the extra fun bits done first. So I have picked up my caravan. I've got a piece of my Nina cardstock, and we're just going to ink this up and stamp it out. So I'm going to bring in my rocker block. I'm going to pop that on there, and then I'm going to bring in I've got my rustic brown. I didn't want a solid black outline for this one, for the project that I did. If I bring it in, you can see, so if I bring that in, you can see it's a nice brown, quite subdued ink, a stamp on there, which is exactly what I was looking for. I felt the black would be too harsh against my background, so that's why I've gone for the rustic brown. So let's just ink this up. There we go. And let's just rock this down. I love doing that. I missed a little bit, but I'm not too bothered. it's fine.
No,
No, I mean, it's only a little bit there. Do you know what? If you've used your rocker block and you don't want to go back in, then just get either a fine liner or something, or even if it's just a pencil. So I've got a pencil here, so it's got a real fine nib on it. So even if I went in with just the pencil and just sort of carried that on down, it just allows you just that ability to follow it round where it would be if it was stamped in. But with it only being that little bit that I've missed, I'm not too bothered about that at all.
Oh, good tip.
So let's just pop that under there, and then we're going to colour this in. So the colours that I've picked, so I've got my coral shades, my fair skin blend, coral blend, I've got my green turquoise blend, and then I've got my hydrangea. So I'm going to start with my coral blend. Let me just double check, yeah, because it's the lower numbers. So CR 1, 3 and 6, and we're going to colour the roof in. So I'm not necessarily doing my 3 shade blend. I'm just going to colour in different parts of it in the 3 different colours, and it almost gives it a faux blend. So this is where I may just lose the ability to speak. It's too hard to colour and speak, isn't it?
Yeah, I think everyone says about going into a colouring coma, don't they, when they're colouring. Such a pretty colour, this one.
It really is. I love this coral. This is definitely one of my favourite colours.
Yeah, mine too. I love the coral and the magenta together.
Yeah. I must admit, those new pens that we brought out last, where they've got the 3 different colours.
All the tricolour.
They are just amazing.
Yeah, they are. We haven't had them back in for a while, so I'm assuming they've sold out. We haven't had them back in, so hopefully they will be coming over in a shipment at some point.
Yes,
so we can start using them again.
Yes, I was just going to say that, so we can start using them again.
But it's always nice to use a tri-blends, yeah. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, for our birthday we brought out some tricolour. Do have a look on the website. You never know, there might be a few odd packs left, I don't know, but I think they might have sold out, and hopefully we'll bring some more. And they were actually colours that the team put together that were different colours but that worked really well together. And I think, I'm not sure if it was Cora, I know it was magenta and an orangey blend, but it might have been a different orange to the coral.
They was just absolutely beautiful. And the thing is, do we have 218 classiques?
Yes.
There's no way that I would be able to sit down and look through those and think, this goes with that, or this one's going to go perfectly with that. It would never happen. So the fact that our team has done it for us and created some amazing blends.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really does work, doesn't it?
It really does. They're just amazing.
But this is lovely. This shows you actually that you're using your 3 colour blend, but in a different way. You're just using them as different colours. Those spots look amazing on that lighter colour. Yeah, it's a great way of using the colours.
Yeah, definitely. Because you've still got, like I say, that blend just in a slightly different way. There we go. So
I'm quite envious. I want to colour now. I should have stamped myself one so I could do some colouring.
I think that's it, isn't it, when you see someone else doing something like this?
I love alcohol colouring. Watercolouring used to be my favourite, but over the last couple of years it's so changed. I could just do alcohol colouring all the time.
Yeah. It was Leanne that first got me into our watercolours, our aquas.
Yeah.
I was watching her on this actually. And she literally can sell ice to the Eskimos, to be fair, can't she? But she just made it look so easy. And then I bought them and I didn't use them for ages because I got them home and I thought, there's no way that it's that easy. But it absolutely is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
So is watercolouring your go-to? Is that your favourite?
For me, it definitely depends on the project I'm doing.
Right.
I work in a really weird way. You know, when people say, so what's your process? I couldn't even begin to explain my process.
Oh, I'm intrigued now, Michelle.
It can be very random, very random. But, you know, it works for me.
Oh, see, I'm totally a creature of habit. I do everything the same.
Oh, do you?
I even wash the same.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I know that sounds silly, but I would start off with one part of my body and I would repeat that routine every day I wash. Yeah, absolutely. I do everything. I'm such a creature of habit. I clean the same way. When I'm at home, I would put my washing on the same way.
I love that. I don't think I've ever done anything the same way twice, I've got to admit.
So when you are choosing a project, so let's say like this craft along, what inspires you? So obviously you're said like we say, oh right, you've got the Gnome collection, let's say. What's your first process of doing a craft along?
So I think my first process actually was I got all of the Gnome stuff out, and the first thing I did actually I looked at the papers and saw how bright they are.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely, and it was actually this particular one, I loved the orange. So then the next thing I did was when I brought the embossing folder in, I thought I'm going to do a proper sunset type with the oranges and stuff, and then it all went from there. And because they were so bright and bold, that's why I wanted to use the opaques and then emboss, because I thought it's really going to elevate that.
Absolutely.
And then it snowballed from there. So I definitely wouldn't have watercoloured with this project, even though I love it, because I didn't feel it fit.
Right, yes.
So,
and I'm the opposite. I would, before I look at anything, I think of the project that I want to do first.
yeah.
So I would sort of think and then see if it
work
would
from
work.
there.
Yeah, with the things that I've got. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how we all work differently. And I suppose then on a different project, you'd probably think the opposite way and go with a project first and then decide.
Yes. Yeah,
So
definitely.
I love that. I love that you've got that versatility and you do all those differences. So yeah, I like to feel super organised, which is probably why I'm a bit of a creature of habit.
The idea of being organised is fabulous.
It's all right, Michelle. Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me. I think working in chaos for me just works.
I can imagine our Christine works in complete unchaos. I think she is a tidy. Oh, she's looking, maybe not, maybe not. I bet you're super organised, Christine. we will talk to you soon about that.
Yes, definitely. So for this bottom one, I've just picked up now my coral shades, which is just the darker one.
They're lovely, aren't they, the
They
shades?
absolutely are. So nice.
The other thing I say different, I say coral, which is quite American actually, isn't it, coral? But I always say coral, yeah.
Oh.
We was talking about it, me and Craig was talking about it last week, about our differences and what we say, because especially with his words, because he says, he said, corals, corals. Our George said, does he say the wee corals? He does have some strange words, doesn't he? When we first brought out the original Gnome collection, which was for Christmas, he called them the Gnomes. Yeah, it was the Gnomes.
He does. He popped in earlier, didn't he?
He did. It was lovely seeing him on the weekend. It's like, what are you doing here? He's had a haircut. He's looking very smart.
Yeah. We had a little
shorter
gossip with him.
We did, yeah. We like all the goss.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's heading down to Hobby Maker tomorrow to be there bright and early for shows at 7 a.m. on Monday morning.
Oh, those 7 a.m.
We do get about,
shows.
don't we?
We do, don't we? Well, you know, didn't like to say. So, yes, my tyre is being coloured in coral. I know it should be black, but when I looked at this caravan, it reminded me of those old 70s touring caravans that had all the bright
Yes.
Bright patterns on the side, bright colours. So I thought, we'll just go for it.
It's like the traditional gypsy caravans.
That's it, yeah.
I mean, they are just spectacular, aren't they?
They really are. Absolutely. Some of the designs, the colours on those, again, beautiful. So definitely a little bit of inspiration from there as well. So I've picked up my green turquoise, and actually I think I'm going to go to my mid one because that's not standing out against that as much as I would like.
Oh, Jan, let's just let us know it's the magenta is with the cranberry and the deep pink.
Ah.
Yes, in those beautiful tricolour pens. Thank you for that, Jan. Karen saying she loves Christine's tiara. Yes,
I know, I love
that
it
as well.
I heard her say to George earlier, shall I wear my tiara? And I'm nodding along yes. Obviously she couldn't see me. But I was like, do we have any tiaras here? Becky Swan left any of us that
I know
we can
she
join
has
in?
a tiara, yes. I don't think she leaves it here. We need to all get one, don't we?
I know, I think so.
Oh no, we can't. Christine, she's saying she is the only queen. Yes. Well, Sarah is the original crafting queen. Yes, but Christine, you are definitely the queen of our paper pads, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Maybe it could be like, you know, when a bride gets married and she wears a big tiara and then, you know, the bridesmaids wear like smaller ones. Maybe we could
we could wear smaller ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christine can keep the crown and we'll have a little tiara.
Yeah.
Have you ever wore a tiara or a crown?
No. No. Have you?
Yeah, to both my weddings.
Oh. To both my weddings. It's a little bit greedy. It's two.
I know, yes.
I love that.
Perhaps that's why I'm divorced.
Because you wanted to wear it again, do it all over again.
But yes, I did feel like a princess. They are amazing to wear.
I love that. So I think I'm actually getting on really well with this.
Looks amazing.
Yeah. So let's pop that over there. And I'm not doing this in any particular way. I'm just colouring it in, just going with it and having a little bit of fun.
I think the nice thing is when you do a craft along, it's once you've chosen those papers, especially for you because you've got such vibrant colours in there, picking out those colours is quite easy, I would have thought.
Yeah, definitely. It is. I knew as soon as I saw those papers that I would be using the coral. I think it just goes with it perfectly.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So just trying to concentrate really hard around those petals. There we go.
So a little heads up here, For Holidays Design is saying that she's just ordered a slew of illustrators. They're on a bog off. Which is buy one, get one free, just in case anyone's thinking I was being rude. I wasn't being rude. And an extra 10% off on top of that if you're platinum. Better than birthday week pricing. So amazing. And also, just in case anyone hasn't headed to our website, we have a 23p deal, which is incredible. And honestly, there is so many things in that 23p deal. All you do is purchase one of the goodies in the long list of products and you'll get another one for 23p only. I mean, that's insanely good. So get yourself a bargain on there.
Nicola was saying yesterday that she got an amazing mirror pad.
Right.
12 by 12 on there for 23p.
No.
It's one of the big, huge ones.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah, that's
We were
amazing.
discussing that yesterday. The chocolate bars nowadays are half the size they were and twice the price.
Well, if not more than twice the price. I think you used to be able to get one for like 15p, 20p for a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get half-penny sweets in my day.
Yes. When we were little and we found a penny in the street, we were straight up to the corner shop.
Sweets.
2 sweets for a penny. Yeah.
George is a little boy. He doesn't live in the dark ages.
No. Oh, bless him.
Half a penny sweet. He's never heard of half a penny. Let half a penny sweets. Yeah, I was forgetting that. We don't even have a halfpence anymore, do we?
No, God, no.
It's a bit like my mum talking of a halfpenny.
Yeah.
She used to talk about a halfpenny or threepenny bit. George is like, whoosh, that's gone over my head.
Oh, bless him. Oh, dear. Right, so now that's all coloured in, you're going to bring in your watermark. So it's just, again, it's that nice sticky ink that we're going to emboss with. So this is just our clear one. And all we're going to do, let me just make sure it's nice and sticky. We're going to
I've not seen that before.
all over that image. Make sure that we've got lots on there.
Oh, Michelle, I love that technique.
Yeah, it's just, again, it means that I can take my time colouring it in and I can still give it the same effect as the background that it's going to be going onto.
That's amazing. I've never seen that before. Oh,
Right,
I'm going to be doing that with everything.
So let's dry this.
Oh, I absolutely love that idea. Jane, I want to be your friend. So Jane Austin is saying, hello from Illinois. She's saying that she's just ordered 2 gnome collections, one for her and one for her friend. Oh, that's so lovely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What a lovely buy, and such a good buy as well. If you head to the website, you can see on our screen here, £39.50 or $48.50. Absolutely incredible offer on that full collection today. And you're also getting those 4 colours, 10 sheets in each, so 40 sheets of our Centura Pearl. I'm absolutely amazed by this demo, Michelle. Why have I never thought to do that with my clear pad? But all your, and actually, I mean, our glossy highlights you could use as well if you wanted to do that. Yeah. But it would take longer to apply. It would also take longer to dry. So I think this is a brilliant idea. I love this.
Yeah, definitely. And the main reason is because I'd done that beautiful glossy background. So if I bring it in again, when I'd done this and then I coloured this out, when I put it in front, it just felt like it needed something. So I just thought, well, why not, emboss it the same way?
Absolutely,
and
I love that
really
idea.
gonna.
Yeah, I suppose you could lose it because it's a bit flat, isn't it? Where now you've enhanced it, it's shiny, it stands out.
Yeah, and even though, again, I didn't do my 3-shade blend, you can still see you've got lots of depth and dimension with the way that I've put all the different colours in different places. So I'm just waiting for that to cool enough because I'm going to pop another layer on. So pop another layer, just carefully dab in.
It's like a reversed triple technique, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Triple emboss technique.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, such a good idea.
There we go. Tap that off. Pop that away. And I love this heat tool. Simple things.
I know, absolutely. I haven't got one.
Have you not?
No, I've not got one. I just haven't ordered one yet, and I really do need to get myself one. Yeah, absolutely.
I do have one at home that I've had for years, and then I got this one, and just using this is so much better than my old one.
I think that's probably why I haven't ordered one, because I have got one, but actually I do love having things that are branded Crafter's Companion. It looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah. So, and I think we've waited such a long time, and when I used it in the studio, I did think to myself, I really do need to get myself one. I will have to get one eventually, especially if I'm demoing, especially down at Hobby Maker.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's done enough. Let's have a look. It is. And look how when you double emboss it, look how it goes. Look at that. There it is. Look at that. almost like an
Michelle,
enamel
that's
badge.
amazing. And everyone's thinking that as well. Mo, #2 on Facebook, she went, oh, she did that with a clear pad. Michelle, you are amazeballs.
Thank you very much.
I agree. I think that's amazing. I've never seen that technique before.
Thank you very much. Right, so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to bring this in again. Just going to pop that to the side because I'm going to bring in my sentiment. While we're stamping and everything, we might as well do this. This is the sentiment that I'm going to use. So there's Gnome One Like You. So I'm going to bring in my black opaque for this. I'm just going to put it on the top of this Nina cardstock. I'm not going to be colouring in anymore, but it is perfect for stamping, and it just seems a shame to be wasting any of that gorgeous card. So let's just pop that on there. There we go. And again, because it's my opaque, we're going to put some powder on it. Bring this in. There we go. And again, we're going to heat set this. We're going to be doing this just a couple more times with what I'm going to be doing.
So while you're heat embossing, we've got tiara talk going on, which is good. For holidays, is saying that she's got tiaras, a tiara or two from Disney World. She definitely still has her bridal veil and all the pearl crown. All the ladies should have one. Yes, totally agreed. Mary Pat is saying that they've got tiaras at their home, and Michelle is saying that her mum wears one on her birthday. I love that. What a nice thing to do. Yeah. So lots of talk of tiaras. Yeah, everyone's saying how cool the heat embossing is on that one, Michelle. Terry's saying that she used the studded leather embossing on black card and did use the watermark pad just like you've done, Michelle, and it looks like leather. So yes, never thought to do that. I'm going to do that more. I think that's a brilliant technique. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so I've got my, I've heat embossed, I've heat set it, and then I've brought in my fuchsia and my lemon tonic, and like before, to sort of matching with the colours that we've got sort of running through, I'm just going to ink a little bit of this. So I'm going to bring in some pink, and just next to this, I'm going to pop some ink down, and I'm also going to go over here. So again, making sure that I've got enough down that it is going to be able to heat set it. So again, let's pop that on there. And then on the bottom of there. There we go. Let me just blend that out a little and move those to the side. And then again, bring in this. I'm going to tip it there, my spare card, and tip it off. And then we're going to set that as well. So get rid of that. And bring this, love this. It's so much fun when you've got a new toy.
Absolutely. Lillian, you're making me laugh. She's put, Debbie, I gave a rotating drawing board to someone so they could play Scrabble easier. She said, but they play at the dining table. Isn't it nice when people gift crafty items? I think it's a lovely thing to do.
Is. Definitely for me, because of the way that I got into crafting, because of the postnatal depression. Yeah. So I know how much of an amazing gift gifting someone crafty items can actually be. Even if it's just the colouring, it is such a wonderful, mindful thing to do. And it really does help. It really does. Right. So let me just let that cool a bit, and then I'm gonna get rid of some of that powder, and then I'm gonna go back over it just one more time, Again, but just with the watermark, with the translucent, because it's going to add that extra glossy layer. So let's pop that on there. Tip that off. I've literally got powder everywhere. I can see it shimmering all over my desk.
She's going to go, oh, what's all over here? There's powder everywhere.
I'll clear it up, I promise. So then this is the last time. You could go over this again and heat it again if you wanted to, depending on how glossy look, how much of a glossy look that you're going for. But I know that this is going to be enough for me.
I'm intrigued with what you're going to do with them afterwards.
To be honest, if you wanted to get someone into crafting, all you need to do is buy them a heat gun, the powder, and one of these watermark ink pads, and they're sold.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So again, if I lift that up for you, you can see just how glossy that's gone.
Oh, it's really shiny.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave that side to dry just for a minute. And I'm going to bring in my die for the caravan. So let me just pop my scissors in and just cut that down.
So it's still okay to use your die over that?
It is, yeah. If you do like 3 or 4 layers of the ink, then the powder, the ink, then the powder, and then you run it through with your die, what actually happens is it will peel off.
Oh,
so,
okay.
if you want it to peel off, then fabulous. But if you don't do too many layers.
Right.
Or die cut this out first and then tap over.
Mm-hmm.
But this is absolutely fine to run through now. So let's just line that up. That's oh, there's powder everywhere. That's not going to stick. I tell you what we'll do. Let me just wipe that down because I can feel all that loose powder on there.
I can imagine how powdery it is over there now.
Very powdery. There we go. So let's get that on there, get it straight. Try find some places that it's going to stick to. In fact, I'll tell you what will work. I pop that on there and just tuck it underneath. There you go. Pop that. In fact, I mean, I'm using my MIDI. If you are struggling to get this taped down, then use your junior or your bigger one and then use your magnetic shim that's in there. And it's not going to move because you'll be able to hold your die with, magnetic with that. So I'm just going to run this through. I love doing this because you literally can show that you've got like just your 2 fingers on there.
A little touch.
And it runs through so beautifully.
So easy.
Right, so let's pop this off. Let's get rid of that. There you go. So that's cut out lovely. Love that.
Just amazing.
So pop that there. And then, so this, if I can pick it up. So this, again, so this is the rest of the bits that come with the caravan one. We're going to take that off. We're going to pop that on there. And we're going to cut a couple of suns. We're not going to cut a couple of suns out. We're going to cut a couple of clouds out. So let me just cut that down so it fits onto my mat and pop that there. And then just run that through. So I'm going to cut 3 out, which is why I inked it up like that, because then each of my 3 clouds are naturally going to be all a little bit different.
So the clouds in the, are they in one of the...
Yeah, with the caravan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's nice that you get the extras.
So, and I don't know, can you pick that up, George? How you've got that beautiful edge on there. Because I've glossed it up first, can you see that edge?
It looks amazing.
How amazing it looks.
Yeah, that is really, it actually does look like you put glossy highlights on.
Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly run this back through. We're going to cut 2 more out. Again, just placing it sort of wherever you want. Just move that across a little. And again, doing it like that, I've got 3 sort of corresponding clouds that work together beautifully, but they're not identically inked up. There we go. Pop that out. And then the 3rd one's going to come over there. Pop that through. Just move that a little bit. So it just moved a little bit, just put it back in place.
And that's a good thing, it doesn't matter where it's placed, as long as it's on the colour.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. So that's my 3rd cloud. You can see how lovely those 3 look together.
Look amazing.
And then the last thing we'll do before I think we might need to go for a little break is all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down my sentiment. Not into any particular size, I'm just going to cut round the edges. So just trimming it. And I'm just using one of these lines to line it up on, so it's still, there we go. So there's Gnome One Like You.
Oh,
so
amazing.
I think that's it for that little bit.
Lovely job. We'll let Michelle get her bits together and clear up all that embossing powder. And we're going to see how Christine is doing. So how are you getting along, Christine?
Oh, this has been so much fun. She's done things differently that I didn't do, and you know, like I didn't do with other stuff that I've done. So it's really nice learning different things.
Absolutely, I've definitely learned something new. Have you ever done that technique where you've put the pad directly to it and embossed over the top?
Well, I mean, I haven't really. I used this Versamark pen.
Oh, okay, yes.
I scraped the whole thing
over
with it.
the top.
And then
Fabulous.
after she did it, I did it with the pad for the 2nd time around.
Ah, brilliant. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. It's so good, isn't it, these craft longs, when you can learn something a little bit different every time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it.
I'm so pleased. And I'm loving the way your colours that you've done your caravan. It looks amazing. Yeah,
Thank
really
you.
pretty. Oh, thank you, Christine. Right, we're just going to recap on what we've got in our deal, because this, boy, is this a deal. It's such a good price today. Head over to our website. You will find this collection, which has 41 dies, 42 stamps, and all this Centura pearl as well, and much, much more. That embossing folder and the stencil, extra stamps on there, which is amazing. All for £39.50 or $48.50. And this is what you're going to find when you get home, what you've got in there. Our Gnome Boy. Now you can see just how many dies are in this collection and what you can do with them. You're also getting that the stencil and the stamp set, so you can create like his shorts, his hat, putting extra pieces on there. The girl gnome is the same as well, so you're going to be able to be very creative with her. Colouring, you can give her wings, so you can actually have an angel gnome. You've got a garden pot there. Again, you're getting your stencils and your stamp set to go with those. Then we've got some accessories, so literally your garden gnome accessories. I love the pond on this. I think that's a really cute little one. All that's missing there is a rubber duck, isn't it? So, but beautiful set. You're then getting your caravan, which Michelle has just used and shown us how we can use that embossing technique in a slightly reverse way. And I've just seen the cloud there, so you're getting that cloud die. In fact, all your bits there, so you're getting your moon there, your clouds, a star, plus your flowers and your grass. Then we've got that gorgeous swing. Absolutely love the gnome swing. Then you're getting your stamp set with all those play on word different sentiments in there, which are amazing. The folder that Michelle's been using with that stencil is such a great one to heat emboss. So if you're only just joined us, watch back because that is such a good use of that folder. And then to top off this incredible collection at this incredible price, we have the most amazing paper pad, which gives you sceneries that you can trim out. So you've got lots in there to cut out, and then you've got all your different coloured pattern, double-sided 12 by 12 papers in all that array of beautiful, vibrant colours, which are just incredible, which you'll love. Now, if you've wondered what everyone's talking about with our club, why not have a look at this video of our Club Inspire to learn all about it.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special, 100%, it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Ah, I do love our videos that the team put together. It's so nice to watch them and see them. So all good. Well, you all seem to be really enjoying our craft along. So we're going to get straight back to our Michelle and see what the next stage of the craft along is. Now, remember, if you've got any questions or you need us to pause or need us to repeat anything, we are fully social. You can see it down below. So get in touch. You can send us a message via Facebook or YouTube and we get it through to the studio here and we can ask our Michelle. The deal today you can see on our screens just here, which is absolutely amazing. For £39.50 or $48.50, you're getting this whole selection of 41 dies, 42 stamps, so much more, and the Centura Pearl packs. Are you ready to start again then, Michelle?
I am.
Okay, what's next?
Raring to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the box together. We're just going to pop our other bits to the side for now, and we'll create the box. So I've got some of my lovely Centura Pearl. This is the double-sided one that I've picked, but any card that you've got that is A4, it doesn't have to be 12 by 12 because I know it's quite a big box, but we're going to use 2 pieces to make the box, so it's no problem at all. So let me pop this out so I can see my 8 inches. So we're going to cut this piece and we're going to cut it 8 inches by 7.5. So let me just find the 8 inches there and then turn it round, and this is going to go to 7.5. There we go. So that is that's going to be my top piece. So I know when I come back to it, I'm just going to put a little T there, really gently, just so I don't get them mixed up. You probably don't need to, but I'm just so forgetful. I always mix everything up. So this next piece is going to be 8 by 8. So let me just line that up with the 8. So this is 8 by 8. And this is going to be my bottom piece. This will make more sense to you in a minute. And then we need one more piece, and this is going to be the inside box. So this is going to be, so we're going to cut this side 7.5. So let me just line that up. So 7.5, and it's going to be by 10 7/8. So literally just that one little bit short of an 8 inch, of 11 inch. Sorry, 10 7/8. I'm going down to the 8, look. So 10 7/8. By, just checking, 7.5. So yes, so that's perfect. So I'll just go over that again. The top piece is 7.5 by 8. The bottom piece is 8 by 8. And the one that's going to create the drawer or the box inside is 10 7/8 by 7.5. So let's pop that to the side for now, and we will bring in our scoreboard. So let me just pop that down, find my tool, which is here. So we're going to do the top one first. So we're going to lay that down.
So what size is this one, Michelle?
So this is the 7.5 by 8.
Cool.
So yep, 7.5 by 8. So on the long side, so with the 8 inches here, we're going to score. In fact, hold that. We're not. We're going to turn it round. We're going to have it. So on the 7.5 inches, we're going to score at 1.5, and then we're going to score at 6.5. So what this is the width of my box. So this is going to be the back, and this piece is going to be the flap that comes down at the front. So the reason that I put top on is because this is going to sit on top of my box. It's going to be the flap that comes down, that's going to be the back, and that's the top. So we're going to bring the bottom piece in, and this is 8 by 8. So you're going to score it at 1.5, and then 6.5. And again, so what you've got is you've got a 1.5 inch tab on both of these, because that is how deep my box is. So let me just burnish that and burnish that one. So what's going to happen, so that's my bottom. So this 1 inch flap, and that's 1.5 inch, so they're going to sit together and get glued together at the back here. And then if I just turn that up, you can see that's the front of my box with that little flap. So we're going to pop those to the side. And I'm going to look for my other piece of card. Oh, it's there. Right, so we're going to score this 1.5 inches all the way round. So this is going to be the inside, the draw bit. So on all 4 sides. I love scoring Centura Pearl. It's so smooth, and your tool just glides across it beautifully, doesn't it? There we go. So let me pop this under here. And again, so we will score all 4 sides of these nice and firmly. Oh. Last one, obviously making sure that they're nice and straight, and then we're going to bring our scissors in right next to me that I can't see, and I put a wedge in mine. You don't have to. However you make your boxes, you're going to do this bit just like that. And then the last one. So there we go. So I have now got my inside box is just short of 8 inches wide. This is 8 inches wide, so it's just going to sit a tiny little bit in. So you haven't got your sort of sides flapping out, for want of a better word. And then tacky glue, because obviously it's a coated cardstock. And then pop it on all 4 sides. I always do all 4 sides first, because by the time I get back round to that first one, it's just tacky enough for me not to have to hold it too long.
Yeah.
So let's pop that there. And just hold that for a second. If you've got at home in my stash, and I always mean to bring them and I always forget, I've got some tiny little pegs, and I just peg each side when I've glued it, so I don't have to sit and hold it.
It doesn't take long to grab, does it? Like you said, you just leave it to evaporate for a few seconds.
No. It's just when you're literally holding it for 2 seconds on air, but it feels like a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
And then pop those 2 sides in as well. There we go.
I do think tacky glue is the perfect glue for construction though, isn't it?
It really is, because when it dries rock solid, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Nothing's coming away with the tacky glue.
Nope, definitely not. There we go. So just keep giving them a squeeze until it's gone off and they've stuck. So let me just... There we go. So that is my inside bit. So let's get on to this piece. So you can see that I've got one piece that's got an inch tab on one end, so that is going to be the top, and then the other one is 1.5 inches at each side. So it doesn't matter which side of these you pick that's going to glue against this 1.5 inch tab. So let me pop some glue on there, and again I'm using my tacky all the way across, and then I'm going to bring this in, move that and pop that on there. and then just hold it until it grabs. I always do this when I've put a big area like that. It burnishes and squishes it perfectly. Squish is the word of the day, I think, isn't it? For me today, squish. So where's my, just gonna get my eraser and get rid of that T there. And then, there we go. Just give it a nice burnish. The tip is just to be a little bit patient. Don't try to move it about while it's still drying, because it's just annoying when you move it and it pops back open. So there we go. So we're going to pop that in the middle, and you can see that my lid folds over it lovely. So I'm going to open that up, take that back out. Yes, let me see if I'll show you it from the side so you can see. There you go. It fits in. If you want to make that a little bit bigger, so this is 5 inches wide, and I think I've gone to 4 6/8. I wanted a little bit of room at both sides. I'm going to glue mine in. If you want yours to be a drawer that comes in and out and you want it to be a bit more snug, you're just going to add maybe 1 or 2/8 of an inch onto that. Entirely up to you. So we'll pop that to the side for now, because we're going to get some pattern paper and plain paper to mat and layer. We'll do the plain first, because we can use that, or that's what we're going to use to hide our magnets underneath. So I'm going to use the orange. So if I bring in this, you can see that it matches. It just matches perfectly.
Looks amazing.
So let's pop those to the side. And again, so I'm going to bring in my guillotine. Right, so my box is 8 inches wide, so we're going to cut this to 7 6/8 wide. So I'm going down that 1/4 of an inch. And then, so my 2 flaps on the front, one is 1 inch wide, so I'm just going to go a little bit shorter than or narrower than 1 inch. I'm just going to go 1/8 of an inch, because I need to make sure it is wide enough to hide my magnets underneath, but I still want a little bit of a border. So you're going to want 2 of these. So just shorter than that inch. And then the front is 1.5 inches, so we're just going to go again a little bit shorter than a 1.5. So there we go. And then the lid is 5 inches, so again we're going to go that 1/4 of an inch down to 4 3/4. So if I just bring this in, you see it fits perfectly on there. My inch one fits perfectly, and then so my 1.5 fits perfectly on there too. So let's pop that to the side. I have to keep repeating magnet to myself in my head so I don't forget.
So can we just go to Christine? I see her hand up.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Just check in with Christine and see. She might be a bit unsure of the measurements. Are you okay, Christine?
Yeah, I need those measurements again, because I thought she said this, and this is way too big, so I don't know where she was.
Yeah, I'm sure Michelle can recap on those strips of card for us. So, Michelle, can you just recap
So
on
the yellow strips?
Yes.
Right, so for the yellow strips, or the actual, well, yes, so these ones, so this.
Is it for your covering, Christine? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So all these strips, they're all going to be 7 6/8 of an inch wide.
All right.
And then we're going to cut the top one down.
By what?
Well, so this top one's going to be 4 6/8.
So what's the whole?
So it's 7 6/8 by 4 6/8 for this one.
And the other one is 4 6/8 by.
And then this one is 7 6/8 by just under 1.5.
Oh, all right. So it's 7 6/8 by 1.5, 4 strips. And then what was the other one? 4 6/8 by?
Yeah, by 7 6/8, so the bigger one.
Bigger.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
And that's a great thing with a craft along. So remember, if ever you want to come along and craft with us, we can always stop at any point and recap on there. So we're good to go, Michelle.
Yes, absolutely. Right, so this is, again, so this is the top of my box. So this is the outside of it. We're going to glue a piece of this on to the outside. So we're going to do that first. So I'm being conscious. I think sometimes you forget and go at your own speed rather than the speed of everyone, don't you?
And we try to get everything done within the time, but obviously we do only have 2 hours. But I think as long as we've got the main base structure and the box itself, which Michelle is showing us, and the measurements, I think we're all good.
Absolutely. So that one's going to go on the outside. So we're just going to, again, just going to hold that, give it a burnish so it's nice and stuck down. Right, so I'm going to open this up. And on the inside of the top is where I'm going to put my magnets. So I'm going to bring in a couple of magnets. Do I have my red liner tape? I do. So on the inside of that 1-inch flap that is on the top, we're going to pop a couple of magnets. You can, if you just want to do one, then absolutely just do one. But I'm going to pop 2 on there. I'm just going to pick my magnets up. I've got safety clips stuck to them, look. So 1, 2. So again, if I just bring this down, on the inside of that 1-inch flap, so just using my glass mat, just to judge, maybe about 1.5 inches in, I'm just going to put a little bit of red liner tape. And it needs to go closer to this edge than it does the bottom one, because you remember this is only 1 inch deep and this is 1.5 inches. So if you put that too close to the top, it's not going to reach to close. So,
Yeah,
and
that
again.
makes sense.
It's funny because sometimes you say things, it makes total sense in your head and you always worry, does it make sense to other people?
Yeah, of course.
And that's just in my general everyday life. So peel that off. And that. And pop that on there. So these are our magnets that we do. I mean, obviously you can get others, but these are ours because I find that they are so strong.
Strong and thin.
Yeah. And then what we're going to do in a minute, we are going to pop that over, but we're not going to do that yet. I'm just going to pick another couple of magnets and put each one on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, cut a couple of pieces of tape and put that on there and that on there. Let's give them a nice press down. I'm going to take those backings off. And again, there might be a different way that you find to line your magnets up. So if there is, absolutely use it. But this is the easiest way that I find. So I'm going to fold that flap over here. And before I stick it, I'm going to make sure that obviously it's lined up at the sides here. So I know that it's going to close lovely. So if I just bring that there. In fact, let me press that down a little bit for you to see better. So that is lined up perfectly. So if I fold that over now, they are going to stick exactly where they need to be. So let's just pop it off. There you go, look. So they've stuck themselves. So that's exactly in the place that they need to be. So then all we need to do now is let me bring that round.
And the good thing with doing it that way as well, Michelle, is you know that your magnets are the right way round as well because they've come off of each other.
Absolutely.
A great tip. I think that's a really good tip.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to I'm going to pop a bit more tape just over these, and then when because obviously I can't put wet glue on the top of the magnets, it's just not going to stick. And then when I put my paper over, I know that my magnets are going to stick and not move. There we go. So again, tacky glue is what we're going to use for this. So I'm going to go all over the back of this 1-inch strip. If you struggle with this being a 1-inch tab, by all means make it 1.5 inches like that. It's entirely up to you. Just by design of what I was making is why this is only a 1-inch tab.
And I think also if you're sending it as a gift to someone, having a shorter tab makes them see it's an opening.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So I think that's quite a nice idea to do that smaller tab.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'm concentrating on pressing that card down just round the magnets. We don't want it gaping open. So there we go. And then flip that over, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So this is going to pop over there, and then you've got that lovely hidden magnet, but you still get that lovely that magnetic sound when it closes, which is what it's all about when you're using magnets. It's the satisfaction of
George is saying that he doesn't think that he's seen magnets being used in a demo. I think the last time we were probably using magnets was when we brought out our memory books.
Yeah. So let me try and get underneath there.
And I suppose for anyone that doesn't have magnets, maybe hook and loop they can use. So,
yes, absolutely.
Not as neat and not as satisfying, but you could use them.
Definitely. The thing is, if you're thinking, well, actually, I'm not really going to use them for much, you will find if you get yourself a packet of magnets that you do use them for all sorts. If you make little gift bags, you're going to be popping them on there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You will definitely get use out of them.
I found mine the other day and I thought, oh, I'll put them somewhere safe, and I don't know where I put them. So it would have been somewhere safe.
So I've got a little trolley in my craft room, and it's got some like little cups hung on the side, and I've got one. It's full, as you can see, of little paper clips, and that's where I keep my magnets, because when I go looking for them, if I'm pulling out a big bundle of paper clips, because they're all stuck to my magnets,
course,
that I can't misplace them then. Right,
I've probably been clever and thought, oh, I'll stick them to something that's magnetised, but I can't remember what.
So there you go. So that is the lovely lip. And all we're going to do now is we'll glue that one on top. So I'm going to pop it open, and we're going to pop this on. So I think we're nearly done.
Doing an amazing job there. Fred is saying this style of box would make a great holder for cards for gifts. Thanks, Michelle. Kay is saying, great show, that she's going to save it. She's been grooming the dog while watching. Tomorrow is my birthday, so she's treating herself to the Gnomes collection and a few other crafty items. Well, Kay, happy birthday for tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow, so tune in again and we can wish you happy birthday on the day.
Yes.
Michelle is saying, I have to go, but sent in a pic of her mum in tiara. So, George, look out for a picture of her mum in a tiara. And Victoria is asking how you would change the base card size if you wanted it to be smaller in general. And is asking how you worked out what size box you would do.
So, again, these are my very, very sad artistic drawings. So I literally just do scribblings, and that is all I do. I've scribbled this, knowing that it was going to have a lip at the front, that would be the top, and that's how deep I wanted my box to be. So write your measurements down, and then do, even if it's just a very simple drawing like that, it just helps you to see it, and then figure it out. I mean, I've got another piece of paper somewhere and it's got lots of these just scribbled out and rewrote because I've wanted to adjust the sizes. So just do scribblings. So, so just do those scribblings, very simple ones, just like that. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Pop in your particular measurements next to it, and it's actually, once you see it down there, it's a lot simpler to work it out for sure.
Yeah, and it is just working out that base piece and what you're going to do and the depth, isn't it? So work that out accordingly.
Definitely.
So hopefully that helps Victoria.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my box in the middle and I'm going to glue it in. Again, if you don't want to glue this in, you want it to be sort of a drawer that comes in and out, then absolutely you do it that way. Again, you know, there's no right or wrong.
No, absolutely
This is just my particular design. So I'm just holding that down, give it a good burnish. And again, so if I just lift my front lip up and then close that over, you can see. So I've got a little bit gap at the front and back, which is what I wanted. But again, so remember, if you want yours to be exactly 5 inches, then just change your base piece to the 5 inches. I'm going to pop that to the side quickly, because what we're going to do now is we're just going to cut a piece of pattern card. We're going to cut this down, and then we're just going to stick our little bits on. So, we've got more than enough time.
Absolutely.
So, if you remember, my box lid is 5 by 8. I've already got a yellow piece on there that's gone down 1/4 inch. So we're going to go down another 1/4 inch. So we're going to go to 4.5 inches by 7.5. So that is that extra 1/4 inch. So again, if I just bring my box in, you can see I've got that lovely 1/4 inch going down. I've got mine on my other box on a lovely jaunty angle, but again, that's entirely up to you. We're going to get an orange piece and we're going to layer this one up. So this one is going to go 1/2 inch smaller because I want to be able to see lots of this pattern. So we're going to go 4 by 7. And then we're going to bring it in, and you can see, I can see a lot of that pattern, which is what I want. If I'd only gone 1/4 inch, I wouldn't be able to see as much. And again, if you want to go a little bit smaller, you absolutely can. So then we're going to trim this down, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these 3 edges right up to my pattern to start with. So we're just going to judge that. And there we go. And to there. And then this bottom bit, I'm going to just cut from there. So again, it's just popping it through and seeing where, obviously you're just going to line it up and we're going to get rid of that. And I'm just going to pop it on there, and I'm not putting mine on straight, so it doesn't matter that it's a little bit wider because they're all going to go on an angle like that. And again, you don't want to get rid of too much of that. So let's bring this in, and then we're going to do like that side though as well.
That's the hardest thing with double-sided paper, isn't it? It's choosing which one you like.
It really is. So let's pop a bit of glue. So let's jauntily place that on. I just think, again, I think this design lends itself to these not being straight on there. I think it just looks a lot nicer than all being angled.
It's just the colours for me. The colours are so vibrant and happy colours.
Yeah, definitely. So again, just on an angle. And again, so my other one that I've popped on with foam. So I'm going to bring in my foam. And we're just going to pop a few of these across. Oh, it's very sticky, this one, isn't it? I like this one. I've got a roll of this, and honest, I keep using it and using it and using it, and I'm literally, I'm not using it out at all. There's so much on there.
Yeah, you do get a lot on there. It's a very good one.
So there we go. Let's give them a good press down and take the backing off. There we go. And again, I'm going to pop that on an angle. I just think the way those layers build up all on angles looks lovely.
Yeah, it does look good.
So I've got my caravan from at the beginning. We're going to pop that on. And again, we're going to, let me bring in some foam pads for this. So again, as many as you feel you need. You don't want them to sag in the middle, so make sure that you've got a nice
No one wants a saggy
covering.
caravan.
No, definitely not.
Or gnome one wants. I was a bit slow there, wasn't I?
So I'm going to pop that on there and then bring in my sentiment, there's no one like you, and my 3 little clouds. So let me just cut a couple of these down because I'm going to pop my clouds on foam pads. So on there, that one, and the last one. So before I take the backings off, I'm just going to pop them on, see where I sort of want them.
They look amazing. So much dimension for putting them on those pads as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I do love a good foam pad.
I think so. George is saying could be a very good contender for demo of the week. Or is it demo of the month tomorrow as well? Wow.
I think I've put my clouds on upside down. I'm not sure if they're upside down or not. Does it matter?
No, clouds are same shape, aren't they, either way?
I think so. You know when something just doesn't look right to you? Me. So this is just going to go on this top flap. So I'm actually going to take that back off, and I'm just going to pop one across the top, and then take the back off. And I'm going to, when I pop it on, I'm going to make sure that it's not too low down because obviously my box isn't going to sit. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm lining it up at the bottom here, and then it's going to sit on there perfectly. And again, if you want extra foam pads all the way down to the bottom of that flap, then absolutely go for it. And then I think the last thing, I think I've lost them to be honest, was some gems. I've just got some little gems and I just put 3 on the orange bits. So 3 there, 3 there, 3 there and 3 there. I have lost them. I knew it was too good to be true.
You were doing so well, Michelle, so well. They will turn up as soon as we finish, that's for sure. I don't think they're noticed, so I think what you've done there is incredible. I love that box. I love everything you've done there, and I absolutely love that you taught me a new technique with that embossing with your ink pad without even using your pigment ink. So I think that's incredible. I've never seen that before, so I think a great one. And someone else put in the comments about doing it on the embossing folder onto black or to craft card, which gives it a level look. So I think that's a brilliant idea. So thank you, Michelle. Absolutely loved that craft along. We are going to soon be coming in with Christine. Just going to see if we've got any messages first to see who's coming in. Everyone's loving that style of box, Michelle, which is lovely. Yeah, so you've all loved it, which is very nice. So we're going to check in with Christine. Are you okay for us? Yeah, yet, Christine. She's like, wait a minute. We will be with her in just a second. Now, if you've loved our craft along, please tune in. We do them quite often. Every time we get a new launch, a few weeks after, sometimes a month after, we will bring you a craft along. So think of all those new launches we've had this week. All those craft alongs are going to be coming in. I'm just going to recap on the actual, well, the amazing showstopper that we've got today, which is incredible. It's our Garden Gnomes craft along collection, which has 41 dies, 42 stamps, and honestly, so much more. And what you can see there also is we've popped in 4 packs of our Centura Pearl. There is 10 sheets in each, and you're getting 40 sheets of those beautiful colours that are going to work so well with this collection. Now, in this collection, let me start off with the gorgeous gnomes that we are getting. So our little girl gnome is absolutely gorgeous, and it shows you that all of your dies that you're getting in here to cut out all of these details. You're getting the stamps and you're getting the stencils, so you can put stencil little patterns onto a hat and onto a dress. Plus you're getting all those accessories as well. Then you're getting the Garden Gnome boy, which is just super cute. I think he's gorgeous. I would call them gonks, not gnomes, because you can't see their eyes. I always think that gnomes, you can see their eyes. Gonks, you can only see their noses, which are fabulous. That caravan that Michelle has been using, which is super cute and so easy to do. Lovely bit of colouring in that we see earlier. You can go back and watch that. Oh, we've got a runaway caravan there. Then our next one is our garden accessories. So our Garden Gnome accessories, all those extra bits that you would find in a fun-filled Garden Gnomes. And then we've got the tree. I love this one, the swing. I think just the tree itself is a great one to have in so many different ones. Added onto that swing is going to make a really cute little die and stamp set. We've then got our stamps, which have got all our sentiments in them with that play on words. There's no place like gnome, home sweet gnome. Just a really gorgeous design. Then we've got that really beautiful embossing folder that Michelle was using with those stencils to do all that matte and layering, inking through. And then on top of that, you're also getting the 12 by 12 pad. This is truly beautiful. You're getting lots of background designs there that you can snip out, put onto your 6 by 6 cards, and you're ready to go. You've then got all those beautiful, absolutely gorgeous papers, 12 by 12, double-sided, which are stunning, which you will absolutely love. Now we're going to have one more look at Michelle's make, because she has now added her gems onto it. So we will see that on a close-up. George is coming in.
There you go. So I found my gems, but look how glossy it is.
It's amazing, Michelle. It's absolutely beautiful. I have thoroughly enjoyed this craft along. Everybody else seems to have been enjoying the craft along. And also, if anybody, so Susie's just asked if anybody would like to join us on the craft along shows, please email crafterstvguests at crafterscompanion.co.uk. It's just below there. So yeah, absolutely. We would love you to craft along with us. We're going to look in on Christine now and see exactly how she's been doing, and hopefully she will give you the encouragement you need to come on and craft along with us at a later date. So Christine, are you ready for us?
Yeah, you're running out of time now.
How's it been for you?
Oh, it's been awesome. Okay, so here it is. I still have to put the box in there, but it's all done.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love it.
It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You look like you had a lot of fun making it, Christine.
I had a blast. I love it, love it, love it. Can I show you something else I did yesterday?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so this little candlelight goes in it, right? Hold on. So I have to hold it up because...
Oh, look at that. That is
so Michelle,
idea.
I did all that heat embossing on the back too before I even saw your project. And they do remind me of hippies in the dark. Yes. When it's a little darker, the flames look like real.
Yeah, I We can see that, Christine. We can see that. I think that's a brilliant idea, putting a light behind those little fires. That's just amazing. Christine, just quickly, what would you say to anybody that wanted to join along with the craft along and wasn't too sure?
Oh my gosh, everyone should sign up. It's so much fun. You know, you have so much fun. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
Oh, we really appreciate that, Christine. Well, Christine, we love you. Thank you so much.
I love you guys too.
We do love you so much. So thank you for crafting along. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Isn't she absolutely lovely? We love Christine here. We love all of you out there, and we would love any one of you to join us on a craft along, or just seeing you in the comments makes our day. If you've enjoyed today, come back tomorrow. Bye.